Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Soviet Tier 8 Premium Heavy Tank, the Kirovets-1. The Kirovets-1 is the unskinned version of the Scourge, and it is a tank that you can get in the Season Pass at, I think, level 75, was it? And it's a damn good tank. It's honestly a very, very fun Soviet heavy tank. It does what Soviet heavy tanks do well, in the fact that it hits hard with 390 alpha. The mobility on it's pretty damn nice. The armour on it works for the most part. Obviously, depending on what you face. So if you face Tier 10 Spartan Premium, your armour is not going to work very well. But it does do what Soviet tanks do well, and that is side scrape. This tank can side scrape very, very nicely, and if you use the armour to your ability, you're going to have a great time with this Kirovets-1. Honestly, this is a tank that, with the Scourge, because I had the Scourge for a long time, I always enjoyed playing, and I always enjoyed taking it out. Because it's just, the APCR on it, the gun on it is great. It's the same gun that you get on the Fatherland, or the IS-3A, the Stockade, the Glory IS-5. It's that exact same gun. But the gun on this tank was always just that little bit better than the other tanks that had it. And that's because the aim time was slightly better, the accuracy was slightly better, the DPM was actually slightly better as well than some of the others. Although that's naturally changed as stuff like the Glory IS-5 has been buffed quite a lot, and the IS-3A's also had its DPM buffed and all that good stuff. So it's not quite that pedestal of being way, way, way better than the others were. But it's still a damn nice tank. The things I always enjoyed about it was just how mobile the tank felt. And add to that, obviously, the nice shell velocity on the APCR, the pretty decent gun handling for 390 alpha, and then the armour, the fact that the armour works as well. Because that's the thing with the Kirovets-1, is that you are basically the IS-3, but without the pike nose. And that just meant that, obviously, the tank's armour just works infinitely better. Because I actually think it's slightly thicker in the fact that it's 140 on the upper plate. But it's not got the pike nose, which means that when you're side scraping and stuff like that, you don't actually make your armour weaker, which is always glorious. And it just seemed to bounce a lot more than the IS-3 ever did for me as well. And then add to that, like I said, the gun performance being pretty damn nice. I mean, it's still Soviet, so it still trolls every now and then. But, you know, with the gun feeling nice, it's a pretty good time. Because, I mean, the accuracy is 0.45, so don't expect it to be the most accurate gun in the universe, and it will miss quite a lot of shots. But generally, it doesn't feel that bad. And with 3.1 second aim time as well, it's not too bad for the type of gun that it is. And like I said, the 1400 beats a second shell velocity is just, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful on that APCR. So what do I run in terms of a crew on the old Kirovets-1? Well, on the Kirovets-1, I run a pretty standard heavy tank crew. I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Track Mechanic, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Off-Road Driving. Off-Road Driving because, like I say, the mobility on this tank is very, very nice. And I want to help it get to that top speed if I can by reducing the effect of the ground resistances on the tank. And by doing that, I feel like I can hit that 42 kilometers an hour top speed that this thing gets. And then also, I run all three of the gun perks because, like I've already said, 0.45 accuracy is not the best. So you do want to help the gun out as much as humanly possible on this tank. Because, let's say, it will miss shots. Although you seeing me hit some shots on the move. But it will miss shots quite a lot. So you do have to be careful because the gun on this, like I say, is on the derpier side. And then in terms of equipment, I run the advanced loader, the gun stabilizer, and optics. Optics because I want to be able to at least spot for myself. You do have 360 meters view range, which is actually slightly better than some of the other Soviet tanks at the tier. But 360 meters view range is still pretty blind, so I just want to make that better and make it so I can at least try and spot for myself, and at least not get out-spotted that much. And then the gun stabilizer, like I said, to make the gun better, and the advanced loader because you always want to make your DPM better. So as you can see so far in this game on Mountain Pass, we're up to 3.7k damage. We're in a tier 10 game, so obviously it's not the best matchmaking in the universe. And that Waffly 100 just got shot down. We see the Centennial and I'm thinking, can I get a shot at this Centennial? Yes, I can. He bounces, we slam the shot through his cupola, and I make a mistake. I make a mistake here. I see the CS63, and I don't look at my map properly. I just look at what I'm looking at in terms of the terrain, and I actually thought he was around the corner at C4 and not behind that rock. So, unfortunately for me, the CS63 popped round and finished us off. And we finished the game with the victory. top of the team, 4 kills, 4.1k damage, a bit of block there, the ace tanker, and the 2006 base XP. A really nice game there for the Kirovets-1 in a bottom tier matchup. And now on to the second replay. In the second replay, we're on Ruinberg, and yet again, we're in a bottom tier matchup for the poor old Kirovets-1 here. But we're going to make the most of it. And I'll say this tank is fully capable. I do fully enjoy this tank a lot. The Scourge is great. The Kirovets-1 is great fun. Like I say, it used to be the pedestal of it was the best IS variant. It was the best Soviet heavy that was at tier 8 because it was fantastic. I preferred it to the Defender because the gun on the Defender was utterly garbage, and the gun on this tank felt infinitely better. And the fact that I had nicer mobility and all that good stuff made up for the fact that the Defender's armor was so good. But like, the thing is that the armor on this tank is also very, very good. It was just not as stupid as the Defender's armor. But just because everything else as a package made the tank more preferable for me. And yeah, it used to have that pedestal of it was, for me, the best IS variant out there. But naturally the IS-5, the IS-3A, they've all been buffed these days, and they are all far, far better than they were. The IS-5 especially, because the IS-3A is still, I'd still say, one of the worst IS variants, but it's in a pretty good state, as opposed to what it used to be like, which was just not very good at all. So you can see we've come to the brawling corner. We've come to a brawly corner here on this map on Ruinberg, and we're getting stuck in. We've managed to only do 1 shot of damage so far because we've got a little bit unlucky with where some of our shots have gone. But we've also not taken much damage ourselves. So we're just trying to be as careful as possible and keep damage rolling over. And we managed to bounce the IS-3 there, and I was looking for a shot into the pike nose of the IS-3 because, like, you can see I was trying to shoot for the bit that was angled the most towards me. And the Batchat 25 TAP, the bat tap, it actually poked out around the corner, and I went, well, okay then, I'll take the free damage. We get the shot into the bat tap, then we get to finish off the IS-3 with that shot through his pike nose. Just be careful of where that 50B is, because I don't want to take the hit from the 50B. We can just see him through the gap in that window and through the side, so I'm just being careful, because again, I don't want that autoloader with 1600 clip potentials to drive around and then just shoot us in the side. But we're going to poke around the corner, get a shot through the drive wheel of the Charlemagne there, because he was just a little bit over angle, so we can track and pen him. We're up to 1600 damage. The 50B finally pokes out. He fires an APCR round straight through the upper hull, because obviously having the 300 plus pen is going to go straight through the upper hull of a tier 8 heavy. But we did overmatch his side and pen it. We're now side scraping him though, and again we get to the shot straight through his side because we can't overmatch the 50B, and we are just trying to side scrape it. Now the CS52 least pops around the corner. Oh boy! He blew up, but none of that damage was me. That was all the AVRE blowing it up, and we just finished him off for like 200, which is sad. At first I thought, oh, I popped his ammo rack! And then, no, I didn't pop his ammo rack. It was just an AVRE doing AVRE things and destroying him. Now we've got an E5 directly in front of us. We get the shot through the drive wheel of the E5, tracking him and penning him. But he fires heat straight through the upper plate, again, because 340 heat pen is going to obliterate the armor of any tier 8 tank. And unfortunately, we did lose the hit points there. Now we're being very, very careful because we're in the 1-shot range. We get a shot through the lower plate of the Progetto there. He gets a shot through our lower plate, which puts us down to a 1-shot for everything now, which is kind of awkward. I'm being very, very careful because I'm expecting the 50B from earlier to just pop round and shoot us, but he's actually gone, so we're okay. And we're now poking around to try and get the shot to finish off the Progetto. We auto-aim the shot straight through the Progetto, shut him down, and we're up to 3 kills with 3.5k damage. And he's just being careful not to get shut down, but also trying to get as many shots in as possible. We get another shot through the griller there, and there's a WZ-11114 in front of us. He ends up firing, which means that we can now drive around, just looking for the shot into that grill. Oh, and unfortunately, the gun just derps there. The shell flies straight past. Being careful not to get shut down by this 11114, because we're having a good game so far. I just don't want to get shut down at this point. We only have heat left, and I go for the upper plate there because I realise I only have heat. But unfortunately, I actually hit his gun. So we actually ended up just bouncing off this guy's gun. But we fire the heat round straight through his upper plate because 270 pen on the heat, is really, really quite nice for that sort of thing. I mean, 221 pen on the APCR is beautiful as well, but 270 heat is a great thing. And we shut that WZ down and we finished with the epic victory. Top of the team, 4 kills, 3.9k damage, 490 assistance, a decent amount of silver, because like I said, this tank does make some pretty decent silver too. The Ace Tanker, the Confederate Medal, and we got 2.1k base XP. A really great game there for the Kirovets-1, a tank that I still absolutely love, and you can get it for free in the level 75 season pass, or you can get that tank at level 75 anyway if you have the season pass. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!